Hello, my wonderful nephews and nieces. Welcome to Aunt Mandy's podcast, a place where we can spend some time together. Tonight, we have a bedtime story written just for us by Grandma. It's about a red balloon and its fun adventures. So let's snuggle into our sheets and get comfy and get ready for a bedtime story. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there lived a child just like you, and about the same age as you, too. One day, the child received a red balloon from the old man who lived next door. The child loved the balloon and took it everywhere. The balloon even slept with the child. It felt very loved. This went on day after day until one day the balloon grew restless and wanted to see what was beyond the child's home. So the next time the child took the red balloon outside, the balloon tugged hard and freed itself from the child's grasp and flew away. It flew higher and higher up into the big blue sky. The red balloon sailed across the sky, playing with the breeze, gliding this way and that way, until a noise floated up from the land below. The balloon was very curious and began to drift down to get closer to the noise. Do you know where the balloon is? That's right. The balloon had been to the ocean several times with its child. It loved going to the beach. As the balloon flew among the people at the seashore, it felt happy until a young boy tried to grab its string. The balloon swerved just in time to avoid being caught and swiftly flew away, soaring higher and higher and on to its next adventure. Soon, the red balloon heard noise drift up from below again and was curious as to what caused it. So it once again descended to the land below. As it drew near, it saw many wonderful, colorful machines and structures. There were so many people, some walking around, others on rides, and many in lines to go on rides. People were eating candy and treats, laughing and taking pictures. The balloon saw several characters he had seen in the child's books and in movies, including 2 famous mice, a yellow bear, and several princesses. Do you know where the balloon is? You are right! The balloon flew lower and noticed that people were lining the streets. It could hear music coming up from the street. It was the Disneyland parade. The balloon swelled with excitement. It had only seen parades on TV. It tried to fly a little closer to a float, but a man in a park uniform caught him and gave him to a child. He didn't mind for now, because he was able to watch the parade. When the parade ended, the balloon pulled away from the child and flew off again. As the day was almost over and had grown quite dark, the red balloon continued on. It was not frightened of the dark because it had always slept with its child at night. However, it had never been outside at night, so the stars in the sky were new to the balloon. What an amazing sight! Looking down again, the balloon noticed a fire among the trees. Cautiously, the balloon flew closer, but not too close because it didn't want to get popped. People were sitting on folding chairs around the fire, roasting marshmallows, telling stories, and laughing. They looked like a family. Nearby, they had set up a tent for sleeping. Maybe it could stay with them for the night, thought the balloon. Slowly, it drew near to the people. Do you know what the family was doing in the woods? That's right. The red balloon smiled as it remembered the time it went camping with its child. Suddenly, the red balloon felt sad, but didn't know why. The balloon decided to move on instead and sleep alone under the stars. When morning came, the balloon rose and flew high in the air, drifting on the breeze, but it didn't feel as happy as the last time. Another noise drifted up from the land below. Curious, once again, the balloon flew down to get a closer look. It could hear several different animal sounds, and it could see elephants, lions, tigers, and bears. As it rounded a corner, it saw zebras and giraffes. So many animals all together, some in cages and some roaming in large areas. Where is the balloon? You are right. The balloon had never been to a zoo before. It had only seen pictures of animals, and of course the stuffed animals its child kept on the bed. The balloon thought about how much its child would have loved to see the animals too. Suddenly, feeling sad again, the balloon drifted aimlessly until it heard children laughing below. It drifted down and watched the children playing and having fun. They were sliding, swinging, and climbing. Some were eating lunch at a picnic table. Do you know where the balloon is? That's right. The red balloon thought of the many times it had gone to the park with its child. The red balloon decided then and there that it needed to go on the most important adventure of its life. With renewed energy, it flew up in the air with excitement and sped towards the next destination. As it drew near to its destination, things began to look familiar, and there among many houses, it found the one it was looking for. The red balloon flew over the rooftop to the backyard, where it could hear the familiar voice. There, below, was its child, playing with a friend. The red balloon flew low enough so that the child could grasp its string. The child shouted with joy, and the balloon twirled with delight. They were together once again. That night, as the balloon slept in the bed with its child, it swelled with happiness again. The red balloon knew it was where it belonged because being with its child was the best adventure of all. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful story. Remember, you are important. You are valued, and I love you.